Like you could learn $1 million skill, doesn't mean you make $1 million. You have to be worthy of $1 million. Some people
I
just get the
agree.
skills, they don't build themselves. And it's not just about having what to do. Do you know how to do it?
Welcome to theBLOcounsel, where we talk about everything personal development and business development. On this episode, we will dive into the Naijaprenuers segment, where we discuss with Nigerian entrepreneurs, their journey, struggles, and lessons learned on their path to success.
So good evening, good morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. We're back again on theBLOcounsel, and today is a special one. We have, I'm always learning on our shows all the time, so today is going to be a beautiful one for me too, and I hope it's going to be amazing for you guys also. We're going to be watching. We have someone who is in the cinema industry, I mean cinematography industry, but I know you guys understand what I'm talking about. He's young like me and very intelligent. Some people call him the mastermind, and don't take that for a joke. And so yeah, I'm here to welcome to you guys Tito Nwachokor, and it's nice to have Tito here today.
Nice to be here too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
You pronounce my name right, so
okay.
It goes to you.
Well, I guess that's a plus for me. Nice. So we have Tito here today, and Tito will be sharing, giving us more insight into the industry, cinematography, and of course, we're going to be discussing from the angle of business, entrepreneurship. We'd like to know more about the industry. We'd like to know some of the things that have worked for him, some of the challenges, and also, take a deep dive into what this whole idea of cinema, content creation, videos, and all that stuff is all about. I'm a novice here, so I'm going to be learning so much like you guys. So tell us about your journey into cinematography, how that has panned out for you. Is this something you've always been doing, or is something that just, came about one way or the other? And and tell us about cinematography itself. I'm really curious to know about that.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. All right. So I don't think I've ever answered it like in public per se, but yeah, I mean, the journey started for me in, I would say 2017-ish. Specifically because that was the year like I actually started like learning it, but it was way before then while I was in school, pre-uni, secondary school. I liked photography and I used to write. I used to do a lot of creative things then. And then I picked up photography, but I didn't really think that photography was enough a tool to pass a message. So I picked up videos. I started learning how to edit videos first because, I mean, access to camera gear and stuff is quite expensive even till now. And so I started like learning how to edit. I taught myself how to edit videos, gave myself a couple of projects in 2017, 2018. And then I worked a bit, got my first official laptop. And from there, I was able to start, professionally started creating videos for about 2019. So for me, it started out as before I even had to do anything. It's not like maybe I got a job before. I wasn't even in uni then. So it was like from inception, or when people like pick career paths, I already just saw this as something that I could do as a hobby. So it started out as a hobby, something that I just loved doing because I liked a lot of movies. I used to give movie reviews and, look through scripts and stuff. And then I think it was 2019 when I officially now realized that this was something I could actually make money from. And I got one gig and I was like, wow, you're going to pay me to do what I will do for free. And they're like, yeah, and we need it. And I was like, oh, wow, interesting. And I think I cut some videos I was just editing. I didn't even shoot anything. I cut some videos for, I think, one tech company that was based in Kenya. And I got paid in dollars. I was like, this was from earning $0 to earning in dollars. And I was like,
good start.
Like, wow. And then from there on, it was just actively building that portfolio that, so I did a deep dive into the space because like I say, something I always tell people that if you're going to do something, I think you should go for what works rather than what is shiny. A lot of people like to go for what is in trend, but I wanted to do something with my life. I don't want to be that guy who looks good, but my account is not good. I don't want that show of, do you understand? So I started doing a deep dive and started looking at doing a bit of research and seeing if, videos or media is something that you can actually make a living of. And I don't mean making a living for a teenager or a 21 or 22-year-old. I mean like building a family, like taking care of like your parents. And I looked at it and I saw that, wow, it's actually possible. Like everybody watches videos. Like we're in information era and videos are like one of the best ways for anybody to pass a message. Yeah. I did some research from the background that I come from. Before we step into something, we have to have enough data and facts that can inform our decision making. So I did a lot of research and I saw and I asked myself, what skills do I need to build to be valuable to the ecosystem that I'm trying to, penetrate? So I started doing motion graphics too on the side, some 2D animation. Started doing editing. I picked up the camera and I started learning how to shoot videos too. And that was how I started. It started out as let's just have fun, let's just do something, and then it went into a professional, a career that I'm trying to build. Now, your definition of what is videography, cinematography. Now, you probably go on Google and there's different definition of cinematography. It's different from videography. Let's just say media. Basically, it's the ability to tell stories and pass information through visual content, visual and audio, right? So videos are sort of cinema, movies and stuff is you're watching a picture, you're hearing an audio to pass a message. If there's no message, you're just having fun, right? But so basically the question will now be, if I get the skill on how to pass a message visually, what do I want to pass as the message?
Good question.
So the question I asked myself was, who needs to pass a message? Who can pay me to pass a message for them? And who will I love to work with? Because it's not every message that I want to pass. There's the entertainment industry where people do music videos. They want to pass a message to their audience, right? They have that niche. There are people who do real estate videos who are trying to sell a house, 500 million naira house, right? So I looked at all these possible use cases of people who need videos and I decided to settle down on tech and startups, right? So I just said, tech products I like corporate work. I just like corporate work and I like tech and I'm passionate about, building products that solve problems. So I just said, all right, I have this skill. I can't code. I can't do I really don't have any quote unquote technical skills, but I have media. So I can work in marketing. So I pitched and designed my brand to be one that I can be of value to tech companies as maybe a part and addition to their marketing team to generate more sales for the company and give their brands more reach. So that's the niche that I doubled down on my video journey.
Wow, that's interesting. I just hearing you talk about how you just went step by step into getting involved, and I think the fact that you're even able to figure out what you wanted right from early on, and then you mentioned that at some point you realized that you can even make money from it. I always say that I could have been a footballer, but I didn't know that they made money from football. I'm serious. I played football so well, but I didn't know they were making money. I thought they were just chasing the ball. But anyways, so yeah, it's that struck me when you said you now figure that you could make money from it, because there's a lot of people out there that they have this skill. They're doing something amazing, creating stuff, but they don't even know they can even generate anything from that in terms of money wise. And then the other part you also mentioned that I think it is important that we highlight to our audience is the fact that you need to ask yourself the right questions, like how we can actually provide value to people that need value in the industry where it plays. So a lot of people don't do that. We don't ask ourselves the right questions. So I think you guys need to pick up that from him, from this conversation. And let's talk about the challenges. Well, I know you highlighted some of the things as regards your journey, and again, I'll keep talking about I think I'll continue talking about the fact that you're able to figure what you want to do early enough, because I think this is very key. A lot of like I said, for me, I didn't figure out what I wanted to do early enough, although I figured out early, but not as early as you. But let's leave that angle. And then, like I said, the challenges. How have you been able to surmount some of the challenges that you faced? Looking into the media industry and specifically the types of things that you do in that industry. And I also want us to touch after that, tell us some of the challenges on, the things that you also do in order to also help yourself to get out of these types of challenges and stuff like that. If you would highlight some of them for us, please.
All right, great question. So yeah, challenges are inevitable in every sphere of life. You always have problems, right? So I think to best speak on that conversation or on that topic, I'll just divide challenges into personal problems, or problems that affect you personally, and then general problems that affect you, but everybody's been affected. So general problems will be in Nigeria. There are Nigerian problems that whether you are black, you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, it will touch you, right? Economic issues, issues on exposure. I mean, if you come and tell a typical African parent you want to be a videographer, they'll tell you get a real job, right? So there were challenges like that, but not on my end. I mean, my parents have always been very supportive. To the best that they could. Not supportive with, they gave me 5 million, go and do this, like, okay, go ahead. That's still some level of support.
Of course.
All right. So Nigerian problems, looking for convincing people to believe in you enough to give you jobs. There are problems like that. Personal problems could be also imposter syndrome. That fear that you're wasting your time. Also, I remember when I said I started learning it in 2017. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a camera. My brother had one laptop he used to use, but he was learning UI UX. He's a beast at it now. And then when he goes to bed to sleep, that's when I would start my own work. So I used to work learn from 12 midnight to 4 or 5 a.m. As long as they bring light, because if there's no light, the battery will be dead.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned. I used 3-4 months of that to do a video to learn. That was a challenge. And then I worked at an odd job. Oh, yeah, an odd job. It was really interesting, fun job. Nobody gave me money to go and start.
Like no startup capital or anything like that.
So that was one challenge, and I surmounted it with just, I will just be honest, faith in God and hard work. And then challenges of, okay, you've gotten this laptop, now what next? And I started looking for monthly income or something I can use to guide. And then my biggest, would I say, there's always a fallback plan. Some people don't have that, right? And fallback plan is if everything fails, there's still something I can fall back to. Because I was pretty young, my fallback plan was my parents. So I said, I have about 2 years to use them as my fallback plan. What can I do with these 2 years to ensure that when I leave, I will be fine? So I started applying myself. I was in school then, but I was also actively, I remember one time at the beginning of my 200 level, I saw somebody's WhatsApp status, the first day of class. I was supposed to have class. I had a morning class and I had an afternoon class. After the morning class, I saw we need a video person. Can you come to Ikeja now? And I was like, oh, and I took a bus to Ikeja and I went and I got job for 2 months. And I remember walking on the streets of Yaba, trying to basically talk about what I was doing to my friends, and they would refer me to people. So it was a challenge. Gear is also a big challenge because I think the biggest challenge in this field is basically capital. Money to start. You need money to actually start. But that was an illusion because I realized that money is in the hands of people. And if you know how to convince people and be of value to people, you can actually get money. So that was how I surmounted that issue. Other challenges would be at every phase in your career growth, the next hurdle is always difficult to cross. So I stopped seeing problems as things that should scare me, but I started seeing things as things that I need to apply my mind to look for a solution. So other problems, I've just been around that capital money. People, I don't think my problem was people didn't really believe in me. I think if I can talk to you, I'll probably convince you, even if I'm doing rubbish. If I talk to you, you assume that, this rubbish that he's doing, I actually trust Tito, that there's something he knows that we don't know. So it's not and I didn't really look for people to believe in me before. I didn't really need validation from everybody in the world, right? I just knew that there was something I'd seen there. And if I can't convince you that there's something here, then just let me show you, because results are usually the best ways to convince people.
Results is the name of the game.
actually. So how to surmount these challenges? How I surmounted them was, I know it's possible that you can give up because of the difficulty of the issue, but sometimes it gets what many people give up not because everybody faces challenges, but some people give up because they don't think that they can face the challenge. So there's an analogy that I used to work with. Let's say this, there's a height you want to cross, a 50-meter height. Let's assume, but you are 30 meters tall.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem. How about you take some time to grow, get taller? The same problem, but now because you have grown, it's easier for you to surmount.